For the past 5 years, I've been a property manager for a large portfolio of suburban rental homes. It's my job to handle maintenance, tenant complaints, and the dreaded process of turnover, getting a vacated house clean, repaired, and ready for the next occupants. You see a lot of strange things left behind. Furniture people can't be bothered to move, stacks of old magazines, or a freezer full of frozen food. You become desensitized to the leftover debris of other people's lives. The house on Laurel Drive was different. It was a standard turnover. The previous tenants, a quiet young couple, had broken their lease abruptly, citing a family emergency. They left a forwarding address for their security deposit, and that was it. When I did the initial walkthrough, the house was spotless, eerily so. Most people leave some trace. A dust bunny in a corner, a smudge on a window. This place was sterile, felt less like a home and more like a stage set waiting for actors. The only thing they left behind was in the master bedroom closet. On the top shelf, pushed all the way to the back, was a small, unlabeled cardboard box. I sighed, assuming it was old tax documents or photos they'd forgotten. I pulled it down, and that's when I got my first chill. It was heavy, dense. I opened it. Inside, nestled in crumpled packing paper, were 5 small porcelain dolls. They were old, with delicate hand-painted faces and frilly antique dresses. Their glassy eyes seemed to follow the light. It was creepy, sure, but in my line of work you find weird stuff. I figured the tenants would realize they'd left it and call me. I taped the box shut, wrote previous tenant's closet on the side, and stored it in the hall closet so the cleaners wouldn't freak out. The house was listed and rented quickly to a new family, the Millers. I forgot about the box. 2 weeks after they moved in, Mrs. Miller called me. Her voice was tight, strained. She said there was a problem with the hall closet, the one where I'd stored the box. She said things were being moved inside it. I braced for a complaint about rats or a leak. It was neither.
It's the box,
she said.
The one with the dolls.
My stomach did a slow roll. What about it?
I put it on the top shelf, just like I found it,
she explained.
But every few days it's on the floor right in the middle of the closet. At first I thought my daughter was getting into it, but she's terrified of them. I thought maybe it was my husband, but he swears it isn't him.
I gave her the standard spiel about old houses settling. Maybe the shelf wasn't level. I could tell she didn't believe me. She was quiet for a moment, then said,
And the smells. Sometimes when the box is on the floor, the whole upstairs smells like old perfume, like violets.
I told her I'd come by and take the box away. I felt a little guilty for leaving it there. When I arrived, Mrs. Miller looked exhausted. She led me to the closet without a word. The box was, as promised, sitting squarely in the center of the empty closet floor. I picked it up, apologized for the inconvenience, and took it with me. I planned to stick it in the storage unit at my office until I could figure out how to get it back to the previous tenants. That was a Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, I unlocked my office, a small, single-story building, and was hit with the faint, sweet scent of violets. My heart stuttered. I walked back to the storage unit, a windowless room lined with metal shelves. The box was sitting in the middle of the concrete floor. I had placed it on a shelf. I know I had. I called the previous tenants. The number was disconnected. The forwarding address they'd provided was for a P.O. box in another state. A dead end. A superstitious dread began to root in my gut. That Friday, I decided to get rid of it for good. I drove to the city dump, a vast, sprawling landscape of garbage. I threw the box, unopened, into a deep pit of general waste. I watched a bulldozer cover it with a mound of black bags and broken furniture. I felt a wave of relief. It was over. The following Monday, Mrs. Miller called again. She was crying.
It's back,
she whispered. What's back?
The box. It was on our front porch this morning.
I drove to Laurel Drive, faster than the law allows. There, on the Miller's welcome mat, was the box. The tape was torn, the lid slightly ajar. The cardboard was smudged with dirt, but it was unmistakably the same one. The one I had watched being buried under tons of trash? I took it from her, my hands trembling. I didn't know what to do. You can't call the police about a box. I drove to a bridge overlooking a wide, deep river. I heaved the box over the railing and watched it sink into the murky, brown water. It was gone. Truly gone this time. That was 3 months ago. The Millers moved out last week. They broke their lease. They didn't give a reason. This morning, I arrived at my office. There was a package on my desk. No postage, no return address, just my name, written in a delicate cursive hand. It was the box. The cardboard was warped and water-stained, but it was dry. It smelled strongly of wet paper, and underneath it all, the faint, persistent scent of violets. It's sitting in front of me now. I don't know what to do. Can't destroy it. I can't give it away. All I can do is wait and wonder what it wants and why it chose to follow me home.